Hello! We are back. I hope you have not forgotten about us. Mamaja is back. We're finally going to react to a video that everyone has been requesting ever since the latest Loona reaction we have. Yes. So we are here to react to the Inconstant Moon, a history of Loona. We will be cutting this video.
So if you want to watch the whole video...
No, I mean, we're gonna cut the parts that we're just like staring at the screen because
we're invested.
Yeah, we really were. But just know that we are happy that Loona is out of that and they're thriving slowly but surely. So we are gonna be watching the REUPLOAD. I read through the description box of the uploader that it was taken down.
Oh, by Mera.
No, that was the original. The original was by Mera, and it was re-uploaded by My Moon is Loona.
My Moon is Loona.
Yes.
Basically that.
Yes. So I don't know why it was taken down. So
maybe they unlocked something.
Let us get started and dive into the Loonaverse.
A quick disclaimer before we get into it, this is not meant to be a guide to Loona. Do not expect this to be a comprehensive introduction to the members or the music. Rather, it's a look at the history of the group and their place in the industry. Anyway, with that aside, I do not have all the facts. Not every single detail is here. I'm sure Orbits have much more information stored away. Every statistic used is readily available information. This video is not intended to point fingers at certain groups nor start any fan wars. I ask that you leave your opinions about the members, your opinions about the fandom, and your opinions about any other groups mentioned here out of your consideration for the video.
It's like an unofficial documentary.
Something's gonna jump out.
I swear I'm gonna punch my screen.
Ah,
Loona! Swear not by the moon, the fickle moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circle orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
Okay, we're in chapter 1.
How many chapters is this?
Our story starts in April of 2016 with Blockberry Creative, an entertainment company in South Korea and a subsidiary of Polaris Entertainment. Polaris, bowl of rice. I'm going with Polaris. Anyway, Blockberry is the youngest child of a very rich family, but for now, all you need to know is that they're shiny new.
Okay, give me pause right here. It was so serious in the beginning. It's like, I don't know how all the facts. And
I was getting scared. It's like a horror documentary.
Yeah, horror documentary. Suddenly, it's like bowl of rice and the youngest of the rich family. It's like, oh my gosh. Crack.
And wealthy. So here's Blockberry, freshly minted with a big bank account and a blank slate. What do? In early October, just 6 months after being founded, Blockberry makes an announcement. Their first ever group is coming. 12 members, gorgeous visuals, crazy storytelling, fancy art things, and it's all coming in 18 months. Wait, 18 months? Blockberry's plan is to slowly release the group through an 18-month debut project. The group members will be revealed one by one, each with a personalized solo song and a single album, all under the Korean name Idare Sonyo, or Girl of the Month. And if you take the first letter of each syllable, turn in a circle, and clap your hands 3 times, that spells Loona. Now let's get into the goods. The first member released under Loona is Heejin in October of 2016. Following Heejin, there's Hyunjin, Hassel, and Yojin. And reaching 5th member Vivi, who hasn't yet released her solo, in March of 2017. These first few members form Loona's first subunit, Loona 1/3. Except Yojin, she's too short. Just kidding, it's because she's too young, and also maybe because she's failing school. 1/3 has an airbrushed girly theme, and their music is centered around real-life struggles like love and girlhood and being a cyborg. 1/3 puts out their debut album in March to play the early market, but sandwiched between G-Friend and the debut of Pristin, the album doesn't pass the 3,000 sales mark. 1/3 releases a repackage in April, but that sells even fewer copies. In the midst of all this, Vivi...
So basically, like, half, maybe not half, like, a few of the girls debuted, but it plummeted down.
Well, I mean, they're doing much better now, so...
Yeah.
Gotta start from somewhere.
Okay, let's go.
Will debut in April, which sells more copies than both the 1/3 albums combined. So far, the solo debuts are Loona's biggest moneymakers. Moving along, we hit the summer releases. sixth member
Still
Kim Lip
Kimlip.
debuts in late May and marks a change in Loona's visual and auditory dynamic. She's followed by Jinsol in June and Chweri in July. These three members form the second Loona subunit, Odd Eye Circle. Their concept is much more mysterious, and their music takes influence from the Western mainstream. They release an album in September, Mix and Match, and while it doesn't
that's
chart
why
as
it
highly
was
as One-Third's debut, it
more of a
actually
hit.
sells better, finally crossing the 3,000 sales mark after the first month. Odd Eye Circle releases a repackaged album in October, which does even better, dodging behind twice and claiming the final selling spot of the month. Now, something important happens just before Odd Eye Circle
Okay.
releases their album, Mix 9.
Why is it?
And boy, do I wish that Dreamcatcher had been the final time we'd have to
Wait,
talk
what?
about Mix 9. Nope! Loona also makes a pit stop at Mix 9. YG calls the Loona project unappealing, but Heejin and Hyunjin pass auditions, and this is when things get interesting. The girls managed to scrape up a decent amount of attention for Loona while competing on Mix 9. Heejin in particular amasses
it's like a-
significant
okay.
popularity.
Oh, you give me feelings never felt before. I'm making it obvious by knocking at your door.
Hyunjin makes it into the top 18 for girls, and Heejin ranks number 4 out of all female
Ooh,
contestants, putting
let's
her in the
go.
final
Shit.
lineup for the girls' team. At the end of the day, the boys' team is declared the winners, but it ends up not mattering either way. Cue the Carmen.
Oh my gosh. What's up with the music? Oh my god. What does this mean? Wow, that was.
Wow, that must have hurt, man.
Their make his pockets hurt. Dun 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 dun. Hey.
The final group's debut is cancelled by YG, and their stock pretty much plummets. The girls return to Blockberry without a winning title, but it's more a success than a loss. The girls were able to
Yeah,
return to
'cause
the
they got
actively
known,
promoted project,
yeah.
and the show had brought curious attention to Loona. There's a lot more details in there, but that's kind of the gist of it. The debut train keeps rolling. In November, the next batch of Loona members come tumbling out of the oven.
Okay, here
Ninth
we go.
member Eve debuts, followed by Chu in December and Go On in January of
freaking love
2018.
Eve. I don't know
There's a
about
couple
y'all,
fan
I
activities
freaking
here
love
and
Eve.
there, as well as Blockberry releasing a video for a day that doesn't exist, but finally, on March 30th, the final members revealed. Olivia Hay debuts with her song Egoist, and we see the two bookend members of Loona together at last. The final 4 members form the last Loona subunit, YY by Y. YY by Y plans to release in late May, which kind of puts the fear of God in some fans, as Idol debuts at the very beginning of the month, followed by comebacks from BTS and Kristen. But it seems Blockberry are finally learning to
Kristen's
play
on
the
now.
market, because YY by Y drops just at the end of May, and in the midst of the heavy-hitting badass concepts, YY by Y is an electropop sound with a bright concept. While there is no repackage, the album, Beauty and the Beat, sells higher than the other 4 subunit
Yeah,
albums
the
combined.
songs
And it
there,
doesn't stop there.
great.
With all 12 Pokemon finally collected, Loona releases a full group pre-debut song, Favorite, just before they're set to officially debut. 2 days before debut, Loona holds Loona Birth, a debut concert in Seoul for an audience of 3,000, where the members perform all 12 solo songs, songs from each subunit, and 5 group songs,
Okay.
including their debut single. August 20th,
So
2018.
intense.
30 music videos all over the world, nearly 2 years worth of work, but it's finally done. After 1 year, 10 months, and 17 days,
released.
all 12 girls together at last. Loona officially debuts on August 20th, 2018, with their title track, Hi Hi.
They're like, hello, we're here, finally. I miss
Hi Hi
us.
is a more domestic-based color pop concept, featuring cheer skirts, bright colors, powerful vocals from the members. The video eats over 1 million views per day, and the album sells almost 53,000 copies by the end of the year, making it the
Nice.
second highest selling album for a girl group debut that year. The album peaks at number 2 on the Gaon chart, and the girls promote the song on music shows for 7 weeks.
Cute.
It seems the
Love their
2-year-long
outfits.
project may have bought Loona a ticket to immediate success. Only the next comeback can tell. A month goes by. Nothing new, but hey, just had their debut, right? Then 2. Then 3. Then 4. Suddenly, it's December and no sign of Loona. And then the year is over. No sign of Loona. After getting
Yeah.
content
It
practically
was
on
the
a
Loona
monthly
drought.
basis for nearly 2 years, it feels a bit strange to not be hearing from
give
them for so
okay,
long.
let's pause. I mean, they've been preparing for how long? And you expect it to continue until, you know, give them a little break.
Give them a break, Orbit. Let them breathe, you know?
Like, how long was the process to release, like, each one of them and each subunit and then debut and then their music video? It's like, give them a break.
And they probably had to plan more, like, how do we make it more awesome?
Yeah, how
than
do
the
we
last one?
How do we connect it to that story of our debut and then come back with another, like, chapter?
It feels a bit strange to not be hearing from them for so long. In fact, this particular hiatus lasts exactly half a year, and to say fans get antsy is an understatement.
True, though.
Finally, in February, a teaser hits, confirming the upcoming comeback, Butterfly.
This is 2019.
Celebrations.
I feel like I just listened
After
to
6
this
months of
last
waiting,
year.
Yeah.
Loona has a comeback.
This album was, I'm telling you, this is my favorite album out of everything. I love this.
Butterfly is the lead single of their repackaged debut album, Multiply Multiply.
Forget.
The comeback is a reverse from the bright pop of Hi Hi, this time aiming at a different part of the mainstream, incorporating trendy bass and synth, powerful dancing, and the ever-popular beat drop.
Yes.
The concept explores a
Yeah,
different
the-
side of femininity,
yeah.
and the comeback is
Choreography
widely
was
celebrated in the
beautiful.
fandom. The song hits strongest in the international market, charting at 6 on Billboard's World Digital Songs. Finally, it
Yup.
looks like Loona has a shot at a first win. The group promotes the comeback for 6 weeks, and the fanbase sees expansion into the domestic market as well as the international. Butterfly, however, doesn't lead to the
Oh
first
my gosh,
win
I
fans
swear
think
something
it
jumps
will.
out of the screen.
Domestically, things take a turn for the worse. Despite all the hype, the repackaged album doesn't sell anywhere near their first, and once it drops off the charts, the era is basically over. Radio silence. Complete and
Oh my
utter
gosh.
vacancy. Right as it seemed a comeback was about to be born, nothing comes out of Blockberry. The months begin passing by. The new comeback season kicks in, and groups start rolling in the revenue. And no sign
Mystery.
of Loona.
Mystery, everyone.
They said mysterious.
I
think, you know, they're
there's a
like,
pro and con to that, you know. Pro, yes, you're like getting your fans and people waiting, but then the con, you're also
Get bored.
losing, and they're like, okay, they're not gonna make a comeback this year or this month. We're gonna move on and look at other groups. So, you know, you have to balance it. Hi. So yeah, there's a pro and con to that. But I don't like the idea of
Being silent?
yeah, for like before Butterfly it was like what, a month? I mean a year. People are gonna move on and look for other groups, and then they're gonna stand that, and then once you come back, it's like, oh wait, where's my audience? You know. Hi. Okay.
Summer ends,
9:46.
and fall begins. Boom. News turns up in the fall. Loona's seemingly endless well of funds has run dry, and Blockberry Creative is in debt. Everything goes to hell in a handbasket. The news sparks disbandment rumors, and fear takes everything from there. The fans trend #SaveLoona on Twitter, and a few GoFundMes are set up, but they go nowhere. The fanbase goes crazy, Blockberry drops dormant, and Loona falls completely silent. And her pale fire she snatches from the sun.
These chapter
2.
So what happened? Let's take a look at the exterior factors first. This is side 1 to our story. Let's take it back even before the beginning
Side
of
one.
Blockberry Creative. It all
We're not
begins
even
with an
halfway.
arms trade company called Ilkwang Group. Ilkwang Group is a wealthy South Korean corporation that manufactures training programs for the
True.
Korean military and primarily deals in the military arms trade. In 2006, Ilkwang gives birth to Polaris
Okay.
Entertainment. And that might
I
seem
knew it.
strange, but it's not
I knew
unusual for
Loona
corporations to
had
establish
some
footholds
kinda-
in many industries. There's money to be made in the music industry, as well as a lot of
Oh, true.
influence. In 2016, Polaris gives birth to Ilkwang's grandchild, Blockberry Creative. While the
I
Loona
can't read the
project was a
terms.
creative way to bring in fans, it was also expensive. Extremely
True.
expensive. All in all, the pre-debut project cost nearly $9 million. Blockberry belongs to Ilkwang, who is very wealthy, but even the beginnings of Loona's project have notable strain. Plans for Loona are in action as early as 2014, with songs, designs, and promotions already prepared, before
Damn.
BlackBerry even exists. And that content that will eventually become Loona is stored up in Polaris. In all likelihood, Loona may have actually originally been a Polaris group. And then, in March of 2015, an ongoing investigation into the Korean arms industry reveals a trail of corruption leading back to Ilkwang. The South Korean government raids the office, and the CEO of Ilkwang is arrested for fraud and temporarily puts the whole company, Polaris included, on ice. He's also accused of sexual predation, but we're not going to get into that this time. After things start to thaw out, Ilkwang tries to find themselves a new CEO, but the impact of the investigation is crippling. Both companies are hit hard in the wallet. After a year, they decide to establish a subsidiary, BlackBerry Creative, and all plans for the Loona project are rehoused over there. Either BlackBerry is a planned subsidiary now bruised from the events of 2015, or BlackBerry pops up in a desperate bid to continue the new project without having Polaris' name stapled to it. After Hi, BlackBerry switches their distribution yet again, this time to Kakao M. And we've talked about Kakao M before, but they seem particularly disliked by parts of the fandom due to a lot of preventable mistakes during Butterfly's promotions, including but not limited to the album being unavailable for purchase on iTunes, listed under the wrong name on Spotify, and physically unbuyable due to a massive printing shortage. It's important to point out, Kakao M is not solely responsible
One, two, three, four. Well, can't even count anymore.
for the album shortage. Prints can be done by separate third-party companies, but regardless, something goes majorly wrong in the planning process and albums run out. Loona albums become notoriously hard to purchase, and alongside all these other mistakes, problems arise with Mnet distribution and Billboard presence dips. Out on the promotional stage, Loona doesn't take home a win, so chances of new sponsors are slim to none. And here's where it gets serious. At this point, Polaris and BlackBerry have borrowed a lot from various patrons around the industry, and many of them want their money back. One of their largest debts goes to Japanese IT company Donuts, and I'm not making that up, their name literally is Donuts. Polaris borrowed 400 million won from Donuts in 2017, and only returned about 40 million of it. Donuts also invested 3.5 billion won into Loona in exchange for Polaris to schedule appearances from all members on Donuts' broadcasting app for a live streaming event. In reality, only one member shows up. So Donuts files a lawsuit against Polaris to return the investment, and another under criminal charges for making off with the money. Failing to pay off debts or uphold contracts, Polaris is hit with 2 massive lawsuits, and the court orders them to pay back the remaining 360 million won. The money runs out, BlackBerry is put on ice, and the Loona project goes back underground.
Oh no.
Imagine how hard
It is the
how
very
hard it
error
was for the
of
girls.
the moon. She comes
Okay,
more
we're going
near
to chapter
Earth than she was
3.
wont, and makes men mad.
Madness. Chapter 3, everybody.
Now we're going to
how
take a look at
chapter
the inside, the
I feel
second
like
side to
5.
the story, going way back to the foundation of Loona.
Gosh.
Enter stage right, Jaden Jung. He's a
Jaden
songwriter
Jung.
and a producer, and he's Loona's
a
creative
name.
director. Some fans consider him the god of the Looniverse. Others call him Loona's deadbeat dad. Before coming into business with BlackBerry, Jaden has previously worked with other K-pop groups. He makes his rounds through the K-pop world, stopping by JYP with Miss A, Woollim, and eventually making his way to Polaris. While working with Woollim, he serves as the primary director behind the girl group Lovelies. His big plan? Give the members individual solos leading up to their debut as a group. Sound familiar? This is
that's
also
his
an early
thing.
version of Jaden's idea for a shadow group, which roughly means he wants them to promote their music as a secret underground artist without the use of regular K-pop promotional institutions.
And in 2010, I figured out invisibility.
He says he wants them to be the most unknown female girl group. Unfortunately, being unknown doesn't really pay well. After a couple years batting around as a lay-low group, the cash stops flowing, and Jaden leaves the company, delaying Lovely's debut and leaving them to restart from scratch. He couch hops his way over to Polaris, where he becomes a producer for Ladies Code. Jaden sets about creating a musical anthology to re-establish the group and fanbase after the deaths of 2 members in a car accident. The series is called The Healing Trilogy and plans to have 3 albums. The first album, Mystery, is released in early 2016, and the second, Stranger, is released later in the fall. The third album is scheduled to release in 2017, but an entire year passes without the release from Ladies Code. In early 2018, member Ashley is forced to admit that the third album has been cancelled, and fans quickly discover that Jaden has ceased his partnership with Ladies Code.
A lot of our lovelies and fans are expecting a comeback, but unfortunately it is not a comeback. It is our showcase that's held on our 5th year anniversary, which is March 7th. And I think we're going to put an end to this trio, the album that we said that we were going to do. So instead of that, we're going to do something new. So this is the last part of our trilogy.
It's widely believed that the money sectioned out to fund the trilogy was diverted into Jaden's new project with Blockberry. Around You, one of the songs from the unreleased third album, will eventually become Hyunjin's debut song under Loona. 2/3 of the way through the Healing trilogy, Jaden packs up his bags and leaves, taking the remaining songs with him and leaving Ladies Code behind. Lara's family tree as early as 2014, where the first stirrings of the Loona project can be found. He signs on with Blockberry when they've just come out of the womb, blue-eyed and big-brained. Jaden and Blockberry set about implementing the solo song concept with their new group. Jaden has a very specific vision in mind for Loona. He wants to promote them as an underground group, a secret art movement led by guerrilla releases without conforming to the usual K-pop institutions, specifically music shows and idol promotions. All in all,
Okay, I mean, like, I get it, like, how
He wants to be different.
Yeah, he wants to, like, what makes this group different? Oh, we're an underground group like that. But then, if you're underground, how are you gonna get your audience, which is up in the surface?
True.
I mean, it's not like every time people go underground. You know what I mean?
Get that he wants to be like he wants to promote it differently than every K-pop group out there. You know how everyone debuts the same, promotes the same TV stuff and all that. But then at the same time, it's like you also have to think that is what is working.
Yeah.
That is what is working for everyone, for the fans.
That's why people do it.
Yeah, that's why people are following that trend, because that is working for them. And I guess, I don't know with him. Maybe he has a plan.
Music shows and idol promotions. All in all, it sounds like a cool underdog story. In reality, it's a big risk with a very small payoff range. Remember, Jaden also planned for Lovelyz to be the most unknown female girl group, and had the same underground vision for his previous projects. Blockberry, on the other hand, is a company that needs to fulfill a profit margin. On top of that, the sheer number of different writers alone makes browsing the Loona discography a bit dizzying. Some songs seem straight up airlifted out of other groups' albums and dropped into Loona's, and in some cases they are. While the idea of the solo songs was that they're built to suit each member, certain songs were originally written for other singers, and just brought with Jaden when he left project after project. While it's no question Loona absolutely made their solo songs theirs and hit their debuts out of the park, to this day, we don't know just how many Loona songs were originally intended for other artists. Even some of Loona's other frequent writers, such as Monotree, joke about Jaden being hard to work with. During the debut project, Jaden begins putting stress on the girls themselves. The tensions rise between Jaden and Blockberry, two sides playing tug-of-war with Loona. Where Jaden is a creative director who wants to promote his artistic vision,
is art. I call it bold and bright. More like belongs in the truck.
Blockberry is still a company, and they have to balance the expectations of consumers, the careers of 12 idols, and the fact that they shot themselves in the foot quite frequently during the last few years. Despite the sales from Hi Hi and Butterfly, Blockberry is still juggling looming debt. In a bid to try and re-establish cash flow, Blockberry steps away from the Loonaverse and tries to reorient the group around their music and promotions. Conflict between Blockberry and Jaden ensues. In response, Jaden states he scrapped an entire ballad album for Loona's future comeback. As I'm not involved in the fandom, I don't know exactly what the fandom opinion on Jaden is, but my research showed some heartbroken fans and even
if no one's gonna follow me, I'm gonna cancel everything. So bye.
It's like when people, like, he tells his plan, right, and then it's like, okay, this is when we're gonna film it, and then once it's on that day, he's like, oh yeah, last night I just had this crazy idea, we're doing that now.
Yeah, it's like, this is how it's gonna go, and if you don't follow it,
it's done.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna compromise or like work around with you. You have to follow me, or else I'm gonna cancel the album or the comeback.
Wow.
So if he wanted to, he'd just give up when he wants to give up or he wants to delete, he'll just delete it when he wants to delete it. He's not even gonna think of like the company or like the girls or the... Okay, Jaden.
Research showed some heartbroken fans and even several stressed members of Loona. Finally, the money runs dry. The capital borrowed to support Loona has not been paid back. Polaris falls under lawsuit, and Loona goes dormant. In the midst of this, Jaden and Blockberry split. He walks off the set of Loona, gone. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh,
Okay, we're going to chapter 4.
how slow this old moon wanes.
The old moon wanes. I have not heard that word.
4. The old moon wanes.
Now let's take a look at a third party in the story, the fans.
The K-pop? Yeah.
In most cases, companies are the primary players, and fans are usually the last actor in the industry. But Loona's fanbase is unusually involved in their group's narrative. In the deep, silent period of Loona's hiatus, the fans are left alone with their own hopes and fears and each other. They've got 2 albums, a dozen solo albums, and no foreseeable future of Loona's promotions. Well, damn it, if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
Let's go.
Yeah. It was like... True. It's so crazy.
And promotions from Orbits since 2016. This is a whole different level of, dedication. Drop whatever you're doing, say goodbye to your loved ones, stop rewatching Loona TV for the 87th time in a row today, and get busy. Merch promos, spamming the girls' videos under every tweet or post, meme after meme after meme. I'm sure everybody and their dead mother has heard the words, Stan Loona.
Girl!
Stan Loona.
Stan Loona.
At this point, everyone has had their doorbells rung by Orbits offering you their Lord and Savior. One of the long-lasting barriers to Loona's success is the air of #NotLikeTheOtherGirls that surrounds them. We can probably say this stems from Jaden's conception of Loona as a shadow group known only to those daring enough to accept them. So when those same #NotLikeOtherGirls fans came knocking on everyone's door to advertise Loona, it doesn't look so good. Now every fandom is scummy fans. In fact, maybe if you'd stand blank shows up in just about every fan base with active online presence. Some of the Stan Loona memes are very much fake, others definitely not. But it doesn't really matter either way. Was Stan Loona a success?
Yes.
Yes and no. It certainly got word around. People knew the name Loona on pain of death, and you'll hear tales from people who joined the fandom purely thanks to the Stan Loona meme. But what it largely did was brand the fanbase as desperate, invasive, or downright tasteless at times. And the last thing the story needs right now is more conflict. One of the biggest concerns at the time is the legality surrounding the Loonaverse. Roughly speaking, the Loonaverse is the narrative story of Loona, the lore and universe that connects all the music videos, members, and songs together. As Jaden is the artistic creator of the Loonaverse, there was a fear that Jaden could walk away and take the Loona project with him. This is to take a look at what the Loonaverse actually is as a unit of storytelling and narrative.
Well, Loonaverse, if you guys haven't watched it yet, we reacted to, like, Loona, The Adventures of K-Pop.
Yes.
And they talked about, like, everything. Loona memes, if you guys want to check that out.
Loona memes. That's what got everyone telling us to react to this.
So, before you watch this, if you're new to Loona, go watch our reaction to, what was that called? The Adventures of K-Pop Loona. So, the movie.
And we also unboxed their
their
album if you want to watch that.
Actually is as a unit of storytelling and narrative. Boiled down, the Loonaverse isn't really a solid story product. The Loonaverse is largely a series of loosely linked, hinted at ideas. It's actually a smart marketing tactic.
Yeah.
The Loonaverse is a perfect machine for practically endless fan engagement. Jaden has created a space within the Loona dynamic that always intrigues hungry fans without ever having to fully deliver.
You're always
in
waiting
fact,
for
despite the marketing and branding of the group as Girl of the Month, the members don't even have respective months. Heejin debuts in October, okay, so maybe she's the October girl, but both Hustle and Shu have December debuts, and the company never confirmed if any specific girl represents any specific month, even years after debut. At this point, the closest connection Loona has to the concept of months is just
which music video is that? Their latest one. Why not? Remember, like, the cliffhanger was they were in space on the moon,
Yeah.
and someone left their shoe.
We still have to find that shoe, guys.
Yes,
we have
that
to find
shoe.
that. What was it? A Converse or was it?
It was a Converse.
We gotta find that.
Gotta
missing
look for that Converse in the next music video. It's probably connected.
Find the Converse in the Loonaverse.
Yes.
No, just kidding.
Having 12
Let's
members.
go.
It's also important to note that we may never know how many other pieces of lore were meant to come out. At this point, some even fear the lore will go unfinished forever. Well, in September, the lunar radar starts to ping again, and rumors of a comeback begin rising. However, it just turns out to be BlackBerry advertising Orbit 2.0, the second round of their official pay-to-enter fan club. So no comeback. But enjoy a new photo shoot and some stickers. Things get worse in November.
Yeah.
Jaden Jong sits
Okay,
down
let's
for an
just hold
interview
on,
where he
please.
talks about his new clients, boy group Only One Of. Fans take issue with the way Jaden talks about his new group, as he says, quote, "They work harder because they have a genuine attachment to the music," which many fans believe is an indirect slight at his past group. Orbits act as one of the largest promotional organs for Loona. The Loona fandom is largely international, and even then still
Not just
niche.
for Loona,
Due to the
but
smaller
for
size
like
of the fandom,
any
the mishaps with
fandom.
promotions,
The
and the
fans-
overall fear hanging over Loona, the fanbase develops a strong advertising identity. Loona is one of the most fan-promoted groups active right now. Jaden's plan to make Loona an unknown shadow group had the opposite effect. The whole pre-debut project brought Loona and their fans really
I don't
close
get
together.
the unknown
Loona's
shadow
blackout
thing.
here proves something very interesting about the Loona narrative. When all else fails and everything falls apart, the fans carry the group. This is actually true of a lot of groups, but Loona's fan base is still majority international, not domestic. In Loona's absence, the fan base is keeping them going across the curvature of the Earth. In fact, the fans are one of the major forces keeping Hope alive during this hiatus. On December 13th, Loona releases a fan-dedicated single, 365, or maybe it's 365, I don't exactly know. The song speaks directly to the fan base, thanking them for waiting and promising a whole year of success together.
Sing it, honey. Go.
I love this song.
So what's the songs with the numbers?
Please.
It's also the first group single not written by Jaden Jung. The song debuts at the top of the US World Digital Songs chart and tells the world something the fans have been longing to hear. Loona is coming.
Pretty live.
Therefore the moon. The
We're in
governess
chapter
of
5.
fans,
Is this
pale
chapter
in
5
their
or
anger
4?
washes all the
I think
air.
it's 5.
And through this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts
Where did they get
fall
this?
in the
Is
fresh
this
slack
like something
is
in
that
the
a movie?
rose.
Is this a
Like-
movie? Like a book quote? I don't know.
Maybe it's like,
Rose Rise? Huh. We're in chapter 5, girl. Pay attention.
A day after the release of 365, a teaser drops. Now, at this point, people are starting to wise up. Not everyone immediately trusts that this is a for sure sign of a comeback. After all, isn't there still
Giving
that
us
lawsuit
trust
to worry
issues.
about?
Flowery.
The year closes out with no comeback, but a few days into the new year, BlackBerry releases a new statement. BlackBerry announces on January 8th that member Hassel will be taking a hiatus due to diagnosed anxiety, and she won't be involved in any upcoming promotions while she seeks treatment. Just a day after this announcement, a second trailer goes live. This time, with a date on the end. Okay, BlackBerry, maybe you're onto something, but it's gonna take more than that to make up for the blackout. Well, fine. 2 weeks later, third teaser. That does it.
Ooh.
It's Loona time.
it's
Did you think that was it?
It's a
few days
Loona
later, a
time.
Forbes article goes viral on Twitter. Loona's new album is a collaborative effort between BlackBerry and Lee Soo-man. Lee Soo-man is the founder and executive producer of SM Entertainment,
Let's
the most
go.
powerful company in K-pop. He's one of the most
The most
influential
powerful.
and important figures in the industry. And as his first
I mean,
project outside
he
of
has
SM
Shiny, he
Entertainment,
has Super
he's in
Junior,
collaboration
he
with
has
Loona
NCT,
for their
yes.
new
His
album.
specialty is like big.
And you might ask
Yeah.
yourself, what powerful marketing technique convinced him to invest in Loona?
You stop.
I saw this. Stop. Let's go. It's like they're not gonna be able to fit anymore.
Boom. The word is out. Loona is having a comeback. And now they have an industry titan on
Let's
their
go.
side. Finally, it's time.
It's time.
February 5th,
It's Loona
2020.
time.
We also reacted to this if you like, we'll leave it in the description box.
더 늘어지기 전에 보란 듯이 걸어 건네지 마
The outfits
Luna
here were
has their
like
second comeback, So What, alongside
Okay,
their
it's not
third
even
album,
playing anymore.
Hash. New image,
Great song.
new sound,
I love
new
this song.
message. Burn yourself.
Oh
Luna's
yeah,
still
this
here,
one.
and some believe that the comeback
Don't
is a
burn
direct
yourself.
response to the mess of 2019, featuring the image of the burning moon
Well,
and the
I think we
phrase,
should
So it's
say
like a
not to
middle
the
finger
fate of
up to the
moon,
air, you know.
which could
It's
mean
like
Luna moving past Jaden's stronghold over the project. The music video makes a collective 1.9 million views in its first 24 hours, and the album hits number 4 on Billboard's World Albums chart, punctuated by their best sales week in America to date. It also becomes Luna's best-selling
go.
album on Hunteo, hitting 25,700 sales in the first month alone. The international reception is really
Nice.
welcome for sure, but Luna absolutely cannot slip up here and become a purely Western import. It's February,
Yeah.
first popular selling season of the year, which means as many groups as possible are vying for attention, and the industry is hungry. What Luna really needs is positive Korean reception to finally put them on the map back home. Boom. The album debuts at number
Like,
2.
back on track.
I see, like, it is hard to be like a artist that you're famous like internationally, but then in your own country you're not.
Yeah.
Because like as much as like, oh yeah, like people support me there, but like it hits different when like your
It's
own
home, yeah.
you know.
Yeah, of course you'd want to be a hit at your home as well. You want to be known at your home as well because you're there, you're living
Yeah.
there, and then be known outside of your home. That's a plus.
On the Gaon chart and sells over 79,000 copies in the first month, making it Luna's best-selling album as of the making of this video. And despite heavy competition, it gives Luna what no other era could, a first win. On March 12th, M Countdown awarded Luna their first win for
This was
solo.
also a good album, but I'm gonna go with Butterfly.
Really, I
Yeah.
think their latest one is the best one.
Really?
Yeah.
저희 곡 메시지처럼 변화를
Aw.
주려고
They're like,
여러분
we're
너무
finally
감사합니다.
here, we made it.
Finally, after all that, solid proof that Luna isn't going anywhere. No, they're not in the clear yet. There's still a ton of money issues that haven't seen clean ends, damage remaining from the Jaden debacle, and the road ahead is long and uphill both ways. But after looking at
Did
all
you
this
read that,
research
Mnet?
and spending 15 goddamn pages recording this video,
I
I can't help
swear.
but feel like
Look at
right now,
Hyunjin. She's
they're
the only
exactly where
one
they're
here
supposed to be.
singing.
Please
That's
don't
all
break
from me
that.
this time.
Like,
Smiling.
so
And look at everyone in the back just
Crying.
crying. I aspire to be Hyunjin.
Oh, this was before midnight or 12 o'clock. What's with the music though?
I don't know, but my favorite one was their midnight
Or
album.
Jaden Jung. Catch these hands. Let's go.
Catch these hands.
Let's go. Oh my gosh, finally they are free. They are now going to evolve. They're gonna bloom into
Yeah.
Loona. So we're excited for more Loona stuff. We only have 2 Loona albums, which I'm so sad. We need to get A and D, right? Yes, we only have B and C.
Okay, I don't know, but that album was I really loved.
That's your favorite album?
Well, not mini album, but then yeah, it was so good.
Mine is Butterfly. Like, hands down, that is my favorite album. I know, just the vibe of it, I know it still involves the guy that we shall not name. But that was a great album. Hashtag also was also great, but I don't know. What is it called?
Burn.
Burn? Well, I'm just gonna call it hashtag, okay? Don't come for me. The hashtag one, yeah. That's my number 2. And then the midnight. Because I know.
Don't you like this song? It's so good.
I like it. It's just it's not my vibe. But we're excited. There's gonna be comebacks in April. I don't know if Luna's gonna do it. Maybe. So
Come on.
And we're excited for the next Loona comeback. Please do not make it like 12 versions. Please, please, please. I know there's 12 of them, but there's no point in making 12 versions of an album.
Yeah.
4, we can't even get all of it. So
Imagine-
12. Please
Where's
listen
my
to us.
wallet by then, you know? But if you guys want to see it, make sure you subscribe.
No, we don't want to see 12 albums. You know, Luna's the only girl group that we actually like react to and
Yeah.
like memes and like buy their albums because I don't know, like
Loona
the
has
hashtag, we're different, we're quirky.
We're quirky, pick me!
And we did. We picked Loona. I hope you guys like this video. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment more Loona stuff you guys want us to react to, or any of your alt groups or whatever groups you follow. Comment down
Anyone.
below. Yes, comment down below who you want us to react to, and we'd be happy to react to them. And we are back. We are back for more.
Back.
It's a comeback. We're having a comeback. We had a hiatus. And we'll see you guys on our next video.
Mic drop.
Bye.
Peace.